We do have homes on separate coasts, go dive in Greece with squids. Could have been so bleeping rich, but instead we had kids. They won't smile for a photo, they won't eat the food we choose. That's why we're heading to the Parents' Lounge to drown ourselves in booze. Every day we're more exhausted, we haven't slept in years. They hit me in the nuts so bad, my eyes filled up with tears. And yes, we'd like to fake our death and go off of the grids, but the truth is we are softies and we truly love our kids. So join us every Tuesday night to laugh at all our pain. Evening in the Parents' Lounge is the cure to staying sane. Hey, welcome to the Parents' Lounge. Yes, the key to staying sane is this night, because I don't know about you guys. I've been hanging on by a thread. Anybody else?
No, just you.
Are you okay? Because you look like you are really right at the edge, my friend.
Just okay. Welcome to the Parents' Lounge. For those of you who are new to our show, it's a little. What's up, Joe?
Maureen's in the house.
Maureen, great to see you. We got a lot to talk about tonight. We are here, your usual suspects of parental units. I'm Jamie Kaler, joined as always by my partner, Jason Gowan, and our resident mom, Mulligan and Claire.
Oh, now I know why people think that you're together.
Partner. I was just going to say that. Like, you
describe him as your partner.
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. By the way, I don't think I told Jamie that. I had to explain to one of the mom influencers that you and I are not a couple.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Dude, never.
Fingers crossed.
Yeah, fingers crossed, man.
Dude, we'd be dinks. We'd be double income, no kids. We would, you and I right now, we would have our pride flag out. We'd be in Key West. We'd be wrecked. We would have swam all day in the dry Tortugas. Then we'd probably watch some musical on TV. And I would be loving it. Every second of it.
I love that. Anything? I don't love the idea. I'm considering it.
But also, I love that suddenly, just because you guys become partners, you won't have kids. I don't understand where your kids in this equation.
Well, I'm saying, yes, I see what you're saying. That I had swapped teams.
That's the nefarious side of the story, Kate.
I was back drinking wine and ready to hang. Maureen's here.
Yes, Utah.
Claire, where were you last week? That's a great question. Claire, where were you last week?
Claire.
I don't know. I literally don't know. I have been traveling so much over the last week that I believe I was preparing or on my way to Utah, where I spent a few days, and then I flew home on a red-eye flight, landed at midnight, went to my house, slept 3 hours, drove to Oceanside, drove to Norco, came back. It's been crazy. I miss you guys, though. That's the bottom line, is I did not have my sanity check-in this last week, and it hurts. It really hurts. So here I am, full force, ready to attack parental issues.
I'm not trying to put you on blast, but also, was there something with urgent care last week?
Oh, yes, there was. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I think that's
let
where
me
you
send
were.
you that picture, Jason. Yes, my son got checked at heart. Both the boys play soccer. Everybody knows that. He got checked in the elbow/shoulder and had to go he went twice actually to the hospital and then to the urgent care the next day for double x-rays. No damage, so he was able to play in state cup on Sunday.
Hold on.
That was good.
Not just single, but full on double x-rays.
Double x-rays.
Double the x-rays?
Double the pleasure, double the fun. I think he just wanted out of school.
Double
the bill.
Which photo am I showing?
Wait, I haven't sent it to you yet, so sorry.
Oh.
I forgot the most important
none
one.
of these fit the descriptions.
The ER urgent care photo. Stand by, Jason. But yes, that's where I was. I missed you guys though. So I'm ready to talk. Claire, where you in Salt Lake City? No, I was actually in Provo, Utah. I did fly in and out of Salt Lake, but I was in Provo, which is a fun little town that I saw the inside of a Marriott for and the inside of a convention center.
So you were there. So that was a dance trip.
That was a dance trip, but you know what's interesting, Kate Mulligan?
Yeah.
They don't dance on Sundays in Utah. So
Yeah.
the dance was Thursday, Friday, Saturday night flyback. Sunday, she went with the family because she had rehearsal, and the boys had a total of 4 games, 2 in Oceanside, 2 in Norco. And I came home just in time to make the halftime show of the Super Bowl.
Oh my
That's
God.
a great lead in too, because our big guest tonight is Kevin Bacon, who is currently working on a resolution to help get dancing back in Utah on Sundays. And I don't know if you know anything about Kevin. He loves dancing. He's fantastic at it.
He's
And
a
the
dancing
fact that
fool.
one state does not allow, Kevin Bacon's like, no, man, I'm not going to let this stand. And now, if everybody here, all few viewers that we have, if you guys all can just we don't have a formal petition, but if you can sign your own personal petition, mail it in, we'll tape them together, and I think we can get dancing back in Utah within a couple years.
Let's do it. I mean, let me
I mean,
tell you,
why not?
everybody warned me about the alcohol issue with Utah, but I seem to mitigate that just fine. Found my way around, and no issue there. I guess I wasn't there on Sunday.
They don't have a problem with pills, I understand, or even heroin. I think it's just strictly alcohol and caffeine. You can't have caffeine, but heroin I think is fine. Am I wrong? I might be wrong on that.
But
You're
you can't
such
have
an
caffeine.
upper.
Is that just a Jamie?
Well,
Don't have caffeine. No.
I believe that the Mormon Church advises against caffeine, but I don't know.
They don't do any caffeine.
They don't do any. Yeah, like they don't. I don't
No
think
caffeine.
No, because like chocolate has caffeine in it. I guess they don't do chocolate, but I don't know if everybody adheres to that. It's like the polygamy thing. I think it's just a suggestion, and you can partake or not.
Or not partake. You know, I have a lot of regrets from this trip. The number one regret is
was polygamy.
Just wait.
I don't want polygamy. I want polyamorous.
Just so we're all on the same page, these are just the regrets from this particular trip.
From this trip.
Okay, because I got a lot of regrets I want to get to before the show.
Yeah.
Right. I have got many as I scroll for this picture. I regret that when I got off the plane in Salt Lake City and I was herding my gaggle of children that I took my daughter and 2 of her friends, that there was this t-shirt, a polygamy beer t-shirt. I'm not sure how it all like tied together because I was moving very quickly. And my regret is I didn't stop, inspect the t-shirt, and possibly purchase it.
Oh,
So I know.
Come on, polygamy beer.
What is wrong with me?
It's a big regret.
Also, Claire, how is it that you, a mother of 4 children, were the natural choice to take? Like your daughter should be going with someone else's mom,
right? I don't know what happened, but this seems to be okay. Jason, I just sent it to you. This seems to be a reoccurring.
Wait, we got to say, Sean Patrick says that airport is 11 miles long. Is that true?
It is so true. Okay, Sean, thank you. Because I'm going to tell another story. When I was bringing the gaggle of girls back, the 3 of them, and I almost sent you this picture, Jason, and I guess I will now. First of all, we got through security our first time, and I have TSA PreCheck and Clear and Global.
Bragger.
So I've got it like covered.
So do I.
They can all come with
Double
me
bragger.
through the fast track. But we go through the fast track and they had literally performed, and I like yanked them off the stage and was like, let's go. We got to make this flight because I had to get back for the State Cup and they had to get back for rehearsal the next day. So as we're going through the metal detector, I go through, my daughter goes through, her friend goes through. All of a sudden, the 4th girl, beep, beep, going off. We're like, she took off her Apple Watch. She had nothing on. Turns out she had so many bobby pins in her bun. It was like alerting. So they had to like call security, wand her up. Yes, they had to like prove that it was a bun with bobby pins and not like some bomb hidden in her ballet bun. We get through all that. We go we're gate A1. So as far away from this area as you can be. We get, there's Hart in urgent care last week.
Poor Hart. Is he bruised from or is that a shadow?
That's dirt.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Hart. Yes, honey. Get into it.
It looked like he had like a tribal armband. He was like prepping for the barbed wire.
So dirty. If I can find the other picture, I will show where his knees are literally so dirty. By the way, sent that picture to my mom. She's like, "Oh, I thought it was Hart that was hurt, not River." And I'm like, "No, that is Hart." That's how much they kind of look alike when you're 74.
I thought they were the same person, so I guess I'm in the same ballpark.
So I finally get everyone to gate A1, and actually not even. I get everyone halfway there, and I'm like, River, my daughter, River, where's your makeup bag? She has like a caboodle with all her makeup, her stage makeup, her hair stuff, all that stuff. She goes, I don't know. I handed it to you. And I remember on the ticketing counter, I put it down to deal with all the tickets and everything and left it there. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I'm like, okay, everybody hurry. So I hurry to the gate. I asked the security lady there, or the, airline representative. I explained what happened. She calls down. She's like, I'm calling Delta Red Carpet, and they really were nice and accommodating. However, since I had not gone through security with the makeup bag, they're like, you have to go meet us outside security and come back through. Oh. And I was like, and she's like, and we're boarding in 6 minutes. And I'm like, what? So I like throw everything down. And of course, all the moms are like, how can I help? I'm like, I'll figure it. They're like, do you want us to take the girls on the plane? And I'm like, no, I'll figure it out. So I start sprinting down this airport, like moving sidewalk, area in between, moving sidewalk, area in between, stop. And I'm like, I have my ticket, but I don't have my ID and I've got to go out security. So I'm like, it was like that choice, that Sophie's choice of, do I keep going and try to convince them that I've already come through, or do I go? I had to run back, get my ID. Then I had to run all the way back, go through security again. They stopped me. They're like, oh yeah, you alerted for like a bomb substance. I'm like, what? I'm like, I've already been through here. Anyway, point is, I made it back to the plane just in time, sat down, and before we even took off, I was like, let me have a glass of wine, please, now.
Yes, that's correct. Can I tell you, Jamie and Jason, I'm sure you guys are wondering, well, why would you, it's just makeup. Why would you go back? And Jamie, let me tell you, I know Claire. I know what kind of, she only has good shit. That's a $26 blush from Benefit. It's stage make. I mean, that was probably at least $600 in that caboodle, right?
Oh, yes. James Charles palettes, Maddie Ziegler palettes.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even my makeup, but I do like using it. Like I
know, but I'm saying, I just know you wouldn't be like, all right, River, you can have some
old. You don't think I occasionally get fancy, Mulligan?
That is really funny. I'm finding the dirt picture of Hart in the hospital. Anyway, I told you guys I missed you. I'm like talking nonstop. Someone else, please jump in.
No, it's intriguing. The whole thing about the airport was fantastic, and I think we all know Salt Lake City's airport pretty well now.
It's ginormous, and there is a severe lack of alcohol in it. I will say that also, because the whole way I was like, I need to grab like a glass of wine before I realized that I was in fact going to have to do a marathon before getting on the plane.
Yeah, I mean, who flies sober? I
don't understand the question.
Crazy people fly sober. That how like you go to an airport and you're like the first flight in the morning, you're like 6 a.m. and you're in line at Starbucks and you look over and there's a dude at the bar.
Yeah.
Having a cocktail and you're like, hey man.
You know who that is?
One time people go, listen, I can't fly. I'm stressed. And you go, it's 6:15. Maybe you better try to figure it out.
You know who that is though, don't you? That's Jobo. Yeah. Anytime you see a guy at an airport bar at 6:15, I guarantee you it's Jobo.
Yeah.
SLC, Maureen says, by the way, Maureen is an expert on Utah Airport. SLC Airport now has 3 breweries, FYI.
Oh.
The first guy got like you should have only limits for the amount. Like the first guy gets the brewery and then he goes, dude, you're not going to believe it. We got the brewery. We're in the airport. Here we go. And then like the guy opens across the place and goes, brewery number 2. And then the two of them are like, I hate you. And then number 3 dude pops up. And now there's going to be a war. There's going to be a brew war in the SLC airport.
It's like when there's a gas station on either side of the road, and they have to have the same gas prices so that it just they got to be stay competitive.
They set the price. It's price gouging. Really, they just raise it to where they want.
Yeah, they're like, do we both agree it's $10 a gallon? Yes.
Well, I don't know if you guys know this. I don't know if you guys noticed anything special about the last few days, but there was a thing called Valentine's Day yesterday, which takes on a whole new perspective when children get involved.
Yeah.
I like to call it Halloween 2 because they came home from school with as much, if not more, candy than on Halloween.
Yeah, because Halloween, they're instructed not to bring any candy.
Are they?
Yeah. I feel like Halloween.
Not here.
We were told that once they have once Halloween has happened, they do not want candy in the lunchbox. They will send it back.
What are you, in some liberal vegan school system?
Nah, girl. I'm in public school.
A lot of touchy-feely emotion sharing at that school.
Hey, I don't think you want to say touchy-feely when your kid's going to the Catholic school, okay?
That is true, Kate. That is.
Grab it.
Please, any important storm, Mulligan. I would take any touches right now. Sometimes I'll go and I'll kind of wear something a little sexy around the church just to see, and I talk in a youngish voice to see anything. Just human contact at this point would be fantastic. So my kids came home with I got to do the same thing where I go, okay, you can take like one piece, and then I throw it out in the middle of the night.
Yeah, I've just kind of given up on like the fighting in the moment. I do the same thing, like stealthily get rid of the candy when the kids aren't home. But my son, like the youngest, Sky, got up this morning and I'm like, please don't eat. I made fresh blueberry waffles with blueberries, some turkey sausage, nice little thing of eggs. And he's like eating a chocolate maze. Like, what are you doing? He's like, it's nutritious. No, it's not.
My wife's out of town. I just made 2 dinners. Like, we had a long conversation on the way home. I was like, all right, listen, pick a meal. Didn't do it. And then, so I could theoretically pick one and make one for that one, but they're not going to eat it. And then they start screaming at me, and then they light me on fire. And so I made like 2 different meals, and they didn't eat them. They didn't even eat those. I go, you asked for this meal. I'm good. Didn't need it.
Can I ask what the meals were?
All right. So
I
cut up some cucumbers and some carrots and some avocado.
Yeah, I'm not interested in that. What's the other choice?
Then they actually ate that. Claire sobbed on the way home. Had to have mac and cheese. Hannah, for some reason, because she's a contrarian, wouldn't eat. I don't want mac and cheese, so I made her chicken noodle soup. And then they had some grapes. And
this is a great dinner.
This is my new thing for Hannah. She likes the Hawaiian the Hawaiian rolls.
Yeah.
She loves those. You know who does?
We actually give them to him as an offering every day.
It's almost like they flip a coin and they go, "Hey, is this your food?" And the one kid goes, "Yeah, I'll take this one." And then the other one goes, "All right, so I'm not eating that one. You eat that one. I will refuse. Don't worry, I'm going to totally refuse. I'll probably, I'll make a big stink about it, and I'll eat this, and then you don't eat that." And the other one goes, "Yeah, I won't eat that." And I think that's how they have conversations at night.
Cut to 20 years from now, and they both have gas stations on opposite corners of the street, and they're still.
That's so funny. That's really funny.
Are you still? You want $10 a gallon?
Do you have Pepsi at yours? Okay.
Yeah.
So
I'll got Coke. Got it.
Yeah.
Got it.
I got it.
Jason, what cup is that? I think I saw you post a photo of yourself with that cup, and I'm intrigued.
This was my wife's, but it also holds the most alcohol. So I
like that the teepee is kind of like a pair of pants. Also, it's like,
it's
kind of put a lot of stuff in this cup.
So
by the way, John Patrick Murphy. If I was trying to send you the link, if you, I can't find your email, so email me, and I'm going to send you the link, and I want you to jump in and tell some stories too.
But only if you wear the
might come by.
Only if you wear the Mandalorian mask.
The Mandalorian's coming on May 4th because it's May the 4th be with you, right?
Yes.
That's going to be a big show for us, all of our Star Wars nerds.
Mulligan has an erection literally right now.
Mulligan's al dente. She's full on al dente.
Okay. I mean,
Claire, you know what you missed last week? Here's what we did. We did a parental mental check.
Oh, tell me about that.
We do it once a month. We had
Parmental check, if you will.
It's a pamental.
Parmental.
Sitting in a car at a lacrosse practice.
We finally got
Is parenthood better than that?
No.
Yes. All right, sir. I totally agree. Please keep your comments coming. We love them. I should not to go down a serious pipeline. Is anybody else just absolutely destroyed from the last 2 years?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So that's cleared up. I just wanted to make sure that everyone else was hanging out.
Sorry. Wait, Jamie, ask that one again.
Okay. Really quick. Just a quick question, how mine's going. And this is what we did last week. We had a parental mental check, and people came in. It was super fun, and everybody kind of chimed in. You know, we had to Phil Donahue it and maybe cut to commercial a couple times away from people. But really quick, is everyone just still F'd in the H?
Yes.
Okay, just checking. I was wondering.
Yes.
Yes. Is anybody else having trouble focusing?
Losing weight.
I can't. I don't. Well, here, it's, you know what? So when I was younger and I was working at the bar or something, I could get just polluted, right?
Yeah.
And then the next day I would run it off, or I would,
Yep.
Yeah, you get on the treadmill. It's like the detox machine.
Yeah, I'm gonna sweat this out right now. And now, I mean, considering I probably drank every day for the last 2 years, I am having trouble losing. I've never gained more weight in my life. I'm at my high.
I weigh more than I ever weighed pregnant. I'm not proud. I'm not proud. But I'll tell you what.
Maybe you are pregnant. Maybe you're pregnant. Hold on. Maybe I'm pregnant.
But you might, honestly, I would believe it more for you than me.
Maybe. Honestly, no, I would not.
And hoping more for you.
Listen, it's a great question. It's probably his partner, Jason. I gotta tell you,
I haven't seen him since. Oh, I guess I did see him in September.
You guys know my 40th's coming up, and I'm like, I cannot look like this on my 40th birthday. Starting on Thursday, I'm doing a 7-day detox cleanse through this company. I'm gonna and honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to stick to it. I don't know if I'm going to be able to eat just vegetables, but it's like food and juices. So I could never do like an all juice thing, but I need to shed like the first 10 pounds of the 40 I've gained. And like, then maybe I'll feel good, but I have to stop drinking every night. I'm drinking every night.
I'm not drinking tonight. I'm not having a cocktail. I'm not.
All right.
It got to the point during the pandemic where I never had to be on camera or go to an audition or even talk to people. So, and we talked about this. We weren't I wasn't polishing a bottle of Jack with Tommy Lee snorting ants or whatever. But we would start, that's it's a Motley Crue reference.
Okay, great. Because Jason and I made the same.
Your Marvel universe of
Jason and I both were Jim Halpert.
We got to talk about Pam and Tommy at some point. But I would, we'd crack a bottle of wine. We'd have we were very Italian and I guess Parisian for a while because we would sip maybe a glass, maybe a second glass.
Really? Oh, you were
at 8:30.
That's
PG. You put down a full bottle? Are you full bottle?
No, I was 3 margaritas a night. I was, you know why? Because there was no other joy.
That's the problem. And people go, that sucks. And I go, no, actually, it's the rest of the day that sucked. That part was pretty good. I enjoyed that part of the day. But now I think it's starting to open up and you're like, all of a sudden, it's like the sun's coming up and as a vampire, you're like, shit, I got to get back in the coffin. I think I'd feel like getting back in the coffin.
I had a realization the other day looking through my pictures from 2020 and this pandemic started so long ago. I had breast milk still.
Nice.
And there's a picture of, it was like one of the worst days ever, but I realized people were hoarding food and I realized I needed to use our freezer space to get meat when we could, because like the meat would be all out at the grocery store. So I had to get rid of all of my pumped breast milk. And so there's just a picture of like all of the breast milk
Did you
sitting around the
donate
tree.
it?
I couldn't because of because of COVID.
You got to use it for pancake
right.
batter. Makes them sweet and fluffy. Fantastic. Yeah.
Oh, I got to tell you, it's like such a depressing picture. It's just like, I'm like, maybe this tree is going to be amazing. And like that tree basically died. I was like, okay. Well.
Now I really want blueberry breast cakes.
Hey, you want a milkshake? We got chocolate, vanilla, and breast.
Yeah.
I'll take the chocolate, actually.
Also, the way mine looked, like it would be like, we've got chocolate, vanilla, and a sort of yellowish looking thin liquid that we could, like, that was mine never. Anyway.
I need a U-Haul. Sean says I need a U-Haul every time Bevmo has a 5-cent sale.
Yeah.
Here's the deal. I have trouble focusing for the last few weeks. And I think it's like everything's starting to open up a little bit. And I think people are like, hey, we're back. We're normal. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I'm not sure if it's PTSD or whatever, but it's like a 2-year punch in the face. And I feel like I was talking to Jason earlier. Jason's the opposite. Like no one's ever said, I wonder what Jamie's thinking. That's my running gag is because I'm always like, dude, here's exactly how I'm feeling. Jason, who I know his struggles on a daily basis because we chat all the time. And he's always like, it's all going to be good. And I'm like, no, this is a train wreck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being sad.
I'm on a thread. And so it's funny because he's like, well, you're still doing the show. I go, dude, the show's the only thing that make after this show, I kind of feel good because I used to be on stage all the time.
Yeah.
And my wife would be having her anxiety or whatever. And I'd say, the problem is you don't get to release it like I do. Like I used to get on stage, but not getting on stage for like forever. All of a sudden you're like, oh, that's right. I am criminally insane. That's why I'm a comic. And because I can't, it's like the guy with polka dots in the Suicide Squad. He has to reject them or he blows up. Right. And I'm not ejecting my polka dots and I'm hanging on to them.
That was a really good, that was a really good reference, by the way.
Suicide, did you see it?
It's the best.
It's so good.
Have you been watching Peacemaker?
I started it, but I haven't gotten into it yet. No.
It's really okay.
Okay.
Anyway.
I want to, but my children are not allowing me to watch television currently.
Super funny.
Let me ask you this, Jamie, and anybody else who wants to answer, but it's about stand-up. On a day, like, I don't know what your day was, but like maybe you had a little time to yourself in the morning when the girls were at school, but then at some point they come and then you're a single parent tonight because your wife's on a business trip. Do you want to, could you muster any energy to go out and hit the stage tonight?
I have a show on Friday.
Where? I want to come.
It's in like Whittier. So here's what I stopped doing, like the 10-minute spots around. I got to do again because I'm trying to write new material. But I took a gig in Whittier. You ever do this where you take a job? Anybody out there where you just go, I know I have to get the smell of blood in the water again. So sometimes you'll do something knowing it's going to go horribly, just because that experience will then kickstart your engine to go do the work necessary to get good at it again.
Yes, absolutely.
I've never been paid for stand-up, so I can't say that I took a job.
I'm taking a couple paid gigs.
That's great.
But they're within driving distance, so it's a night out. You know, I got a show in the Niagara Falls area. Yeah, but it's the.
Sean, when is that? I'm not very far from there.
Oh yeah, when is that, Sean?
When is what?
Sean's show.
Jason could go to that maybe.
Yeah.
Oh, Niagara Falls. I feel like he's joking. I feel like it's a joke.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Is he in LA?
He's in LA, and I feel like there was something about Niagara Falls.
Maybe I'm just stupid.
Listen, if you really have
Don't be so hard on yourself, Jason.
Let me ask you this. So
I went quick. I have been talking to Jamie a lot. I'm sorry, everyone.
Here's where my brain has been going inactive. Not when I'm with the children.
Okay.
It's almost like I was trained for 2 years to take care of the kids. I had them.
Yeah.
Beginning to end every day because my wife was still working. Her job was never affected. So I was Mr. Mom in it. Hey, maybe Dude Dad. See if he wants to come in. Here's when, so after I dropped the kids off at school, there's almost like a mental letdown of like, what do I have to, I'll sit down. I go, all right, I got like 3 hours to get some writing done. I'll sit down and just go like, I can't. Like, I'm not productive. I'm not being productive at anything because I'm trying to do 50 things. I don't do anything. And then all of a sudden I'm like, I got to pick up the kids in an hour. Let me have lunch and watch our forensic files. And it's all falling apart at this point. I'm like hanging on, but I've got to. So I think maybe the Friday night gig will kick it into gear.
I also feel like I know it's sort of a cliche, but like the self-care thing, like, oh, do self-care. I find that I'm constantly just letting myself off the hook for things. Like I'm constantly like, oh, I really need, like I did fold the laundry today, but it's been like 4 days waiting for me. And I'm like, oh, but also like tomorrow I can fold the laundry because we're not going anywhere tomorrow because I have a very different life than you, Claire. We're still sort of huddled up here. And I'm like, I could go play Animal Crossing right now. Yeah, I'll do that. That would be nice for myself. Like, I'm just like, I just constantly am comforting myself because it's not like I'm getting out and doing anything.
My guess is Taylor just shared us because, where is he? I sent him the link to come in because our numbers just jumped. Hi, Dude Dad folks.
Oh, come on in.
Actually, Taylor did a big stand-up show last night.
Right, in Colorado, right?
It's Valentine's Day. Yeah, he broke his cherry. He's going to do. He did some stand-up, but apparently it went extremely well. I sent you the link, brother. You coming in? I think he's gonna.
Oh, he didn't. Ha ha ha.
He said he didn't.
I didn't. I love.
Maybe we just got a giant influx. Maybe a YouTube. We just blew up in Bangladesh. All of a sudden, we started talking about real subject stuff about how horrible it is to be a parent at times. That's not true. It's been super great. I have been mentally trying desperately to get back to some normalcy. That may be the right word? Like, no, there's still, although everyone's like, hey, we're back. There's no normalcy yet in my life.
Yeah.
Hey, DJ Staples over 93 over at Twitch said parenting is hard. You are
LOL. I guess it's funny.
Parenting is hard.
But Jamie, I think like you have it a little harder than me, even though I have, all the children, is because your kids entered the pandemic at a younger age and now they're getting a little bit older, but you haven't had the opportunity to engage them in activities. I just had like all these activities going on and then the activities modified and now they're, opening back up. But now you're going to have to take Hannah and Claire out and you're going to have to like figure out like, what are you guys interested in? What are you guys going to do? How's it going to happen? And that is not easy. I had a lot of failed attempts with that, especially with my oldest daughter. Like it's really hard to find like what their little niche is. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I don't know what my niche is, but let's find out what Dude Dad's niche is. Everybody, Taylor Kalmas!
Hey, thanks for having me. Why does the camera always feel like it's zoomed in when I come on? I feel like I need to back up.
Why does your haircut look so good? There's question one.
Let me tell you my secret, Kate. I wore a hat all day. Yeah.
I love it. Sometimes when people, they go to do the camera and they go, how do I zoom this in? And I go, step forward. They're like 20 feet away and they're going, I'm trying to zoom. And I'm like, just move forward, dude.
Forward. That's what happened last night when my buddy filmed my whole comedy set for me. And he sent me the footage and I was like, oh, you left it on wide angle, huh? So I'm just like this big on the stage. I'm like, all right, well, we can use
unusable. Punch it in.
Yeah,
it's like a tiny little thumbnail. So tell us, dude, this was a big deal. Like so Taylor and I have known each other for a long time, and I used to do a ton of stand-up.
Bragger.
He has built this amazing following with his videos and all the hilarity that he and his wife gets up to. And he's like, you know what? I kind of have some opportunities to go do some stand-up. I'm thinking of putting a set together. And I was like, dude, that's awesome. So he kind of writes this whole set, pretty amazing. We talk about it. He runs it on Zoom for a handful of his friends over and over again a couple times. And he gets up and apparently, how'd it go?
Well, you're missing a very important part of the piece there, Jamie. So like I ran some of my jokes by you and you're like, oh, those are great. And then I went to an open mic and just bombed, painful, like first joke didn't hit. Then I got really in my head. Second joke didn't hit. So then I started explaining why the second joke was funny.
That's always good.
That didn't work. So then I was like, all right, Jamie, let's have a few more sessions. I need to just kind of go through this.
I'm sorry. I love that you trusted the guy who told you the original shit was funny and then it wasn't. You're like, I'll go back to that guy.
No, okay. Here's the thing. Because that's just kind of how open mics are.
Yeah, I know. I was going to tell you, you can't trust an open mic.
Exactly. And that's what I was told by everybody. But at the same time, it'd been 6 years since I'd been up on that stage. So it was like, I just kind of like, it was good to go do that. So I could feel that and know what that feels like and know how to get through that. Know that I can go up and do 4 minutes of content and get 0 laughs and still be alive.
Honestly, that might be the hardest thing of stand-up is to be comfortable with the silence. And I still fight with it. Because sometimes the silence is in the right place is even better because it means the real to your story. But a bunch of open micers, you know what? The open micer's watching you and all he's doing is running his own joke in his head. He doesn't hear a word you're saying. And even if he does think it's funny, he's like, well, I'm not laughing at that guy because he thinks the club owner's going to pick a golden ticket for somebody in the lineup tonight. So, it's a train.
Yeah, but last night went way better. We had a good crowd, and they were warm, and they were hot, and they were luscious, and they were laughing, and it was good.
Your wife was there.
Titillated there.
Woo. Well, actually, you ran a bunch of the jokes. Was that last week's show with all the crazy people we had? Super fun. Yeah, fun.
With all the randoms, and I was just in here and I didn't know what you were doing, and I was like, wait, when did that person come on the show?
It was great. Let's see if Maureen's here. A bunch of them are back. Jobo came in.
Cool. Yeah.
You guys,
Jobo leaves. I think he just sits in the chat waiting for us to sign back on.
Jobo sitting with his dog and just being like, hey guys. And then we're like, are you high? He's like, absolutely.
So I have a question for you. Your wife was at the show. Mm-hmm. She watched.
Yeah. So
how was that feedback?
She loved it. The bits that got the biggest laugh were anytime I would reference her, everyone would get so excited because everyone loves Heidi. And like she had fun with it. Like she'd stand up and wave to everybody and they'd just go nuts. Like it was one, like honestly, that's the biggest thing that I'm bummed about now is that I'm going to go do another set tomorrow night and Friday night and she's going to be out of town. So I'm going to have to do it without her there because some of the best bits were just like talking about how she was in the room and how this joke's going to be more awkward because she's here,
have somebody cast one of the women as her. Just put a wig on and have her not face backwards and go, hey, Heidi, and have her just go like that. And it's not really.
Yeah. And everyone will be like, oh, you're way more blank in person. Whatever that.
Taylor, how was Valentine's Day with the kids?
I was at the show.
During the day?
Oh, during the day they're at school.
Okay, I guess never mind, man. It's just
here's best part of Valentine's Day was the kids coming home with their bags of candy, right?
This is wild that you didn't stage this. I saw this on your account.
Yeah. Did not stage this. Comes home with their bags of stuff, and we start going through it. Somebody gave our son a bottle of vanilla extract. I was like, so, I mean, that's just a story because obviously some parent woke up and went, oh, shit, it's Valentine's Day. Just get in the cupboards here. Just take that.
It's funny.
You're going to give them. You're awesome. You get nail glue and you get a ring light for your phone and give.
Hey, I got paprika. Hey, I got the nutmeg. That's awesome.
The fork for somebody.
Yeah. Here's my Barnes and
Noble. It's like $5 bills. That's super funny. Some of them we did get were kind of creative, where it was like, pencils and little things like that, as opposed to candy, which I kind of appreciated because I have to throw out most of the candy. There's so much candy we got.
I mean, we've never done the whole Valentine's Day things as parents, until this year. And what you find out is you cannot procrastinate because otherwise all of the little Valentine's cards are gone. Then you have to make them.
Yep.
Claire has 4 kids. She had to do it with 4 of them.
And and our school where Jamie and I send our kids, the class sizes, there's one class per grade. So, and 2 teachers. So the class sizes are like 36, 32. So I took care of my boys. I have 2 boys, 2 girls. I took care of the boys a week and a half ago. Sky was having a personal day, as I like to call it. He didn't go to school, my 8-year-old. And so we went to the grocery and we sorted through all the, it was like buy 10 and you get these little candy heart things for $1 each. So we sorted through all of them and found all the ones that said game on with a little boy playing a game.
It sounded like you said gay mom. And I was like, yes.
They also said, I changed it to that,
Gay mom, baby. Gay mom. Woo!
That's a different podcast, I think.
I'll tell you
we can do hard things. But then the girls procrastination because they were real picky teenagers and ended up buying just packs of Reese's to give out for my older daughter, and my younger daughter got a little more creative and put taffy and kisses together. But yes, I'm not for the homemade Valentine's at this point in my life. That is not me.
Too much.
We went, dude. We were in Target, and I said, "You Fun Dips or Skittles? Those are your choices." Mm-hmm. Hannah went Fun Dips, and Claire went Skittles. And here's the other thing: I don't know if other kids' schools are the same. You can't write who it's to.
Yes.
So they said, "Give me 35 of them, and only write the name from."
Yeah.
Oh well, that would have been awesome. We had to do all the foods.
Yeah, especially with today's names, you're like,
oh my god, you're like Arrow.
Skrillex.
You have a kid named
Marshmallow.
Honestly, if somebody has a cat with the same name as your kid, you named your kid wrong. Okay, your kid should not be Midnight.
I went Skittles. I went Claire. It took me 3 minutes.
You didn't make them do their own names. You didn't make them do their own names.
Hannah did, but Claire. I mean, here's the other thing: it's a little Skittles thing. The Skittles are in it, so it's not even
it's hard to write.
I had trouble writing Claire on it. Yeah, some of them are unintelligible. It was Clem. Terrible.
No, I went a slightly different route with it. I decided that because there was an odd number of kids per card, so then the last 2 kids, I just wrote constructive criticisms of their personalities and put them in there, and then an extra piece of Laffy Taffy to kind of soften the blow.
Right.
Taylor, what were you going to say?
Yet, right?
Taylor, what were you going to say?
You've got 2 little girls. Did they either of them get any extra special little Valentine cards this year?
Oh, Hannah's going to Palm Springs with some little boy over the weekend. Oh yeah, and Claire.
You guys. Yeah. That TikTok that went viral of the little 5-year-old knocking on the door of his little girlfriend and bringing her he's wearing a suit. It's snowing outside. It is so freaking cute.
Taylor's so cute. Sorry, it went okay. So
I did ask. I was like, so who's your boyfriend?
Well, honestly, that's kind of what I'm thinking is okay, so their parents are big on TikTok and try to make content, and they dress their kid up. That's that's kind of what sucks about today's world is we're losing authenticity.
Yes.
Only if you're not authentic.
I couldn't agree more. I absolutely agree. True. I feel like people are looking and going, "Oh, that got a lot of views." You know what happened? So at the beginning of the pandemic, the one dude, honestly, the kid crashed into his Zoom meeting. Right? He was on a Zoom meeting that goes viral, and then all of a sudden, everyone's got a video of their kid crashing their Zoom meeting with their boss, and they're like, "Oh, you can't be here. You can't be here. You what?" And then you're like, "Dude, I know it's so fabricated at times that there's no."
You know what? The true talent, the true content creators that are funny and interesting, they'll prevail. You know what I mean? There's just all you guys. Yes, I'm pointing to all you guys. Absolutely, Jamie, your album was absolutely phenomenal. I've played it for everyone I know. I really, really loved it. And I feel like the people who are just doing stuff for social media, there's going to be a very short shelf life for that.
For them, but as long as you can lip sync and do some bad dancing, I feel like you're going to do extremely well.
Remember the scrubs, the lip syncing and the scrubs, the PPE era of like the start of the pandemic.
Oh yeah.
Everybody
It was everywhere for a little while.
Hey, Taylor, since it was Valentine's Day, I mean, your wife must have been a little juiced up after seeing you crush it on stage. I'm feeling like
you didn't hear this when I was rehearsing it in the garage an hour before I went on with you. But I added that into my set. Like I got the idea for it like on the way there. I was like, oh,
Valentine's Day.
So like I stopped in the middle of my set, like after I made the Valentine's Day joke about Heidi or whatever, and I was like, hey, but I do want to just stop and say like, to my wife, thank you so much for supporting me and coming here. I make a lot of jokes about you, but I do it all in jest, and you take it all on the chin, and like, because that it's coming from a loving place, and I'm definitely not just saying this because it's Valentine's Day and because I have intentions for tonight. Like it's not what it's about.
Yeah. I mean, listen, just a pitch. You can also say like, you do so great at taking it on the chin. Maybe tonight you take it in the mouth. You know what I'm saying?
Do you see?
Yeah, I heard that when I said it.
I heard it when you said it too, because I know a lot of your fans are in here. You know what?
Jamie, you were gonna say, Jamie, you're just mad I beat you to it.
No, you got to learn when to edit, and I'll show you how to edit.
When did you get that? I love that scrolling banner.
It's a mainstay.
And we put Mulligan in a timeout pretty often. Pretty bad.
So about 3 weeks into Mulligan being here, we realized that she goes to a gray area of moral fiber from time to time. Or up to 8 times an episode. So I made that banner to, keep Jamie, Claire, and I safe.
I thought it. We all thought it. Everybody watching this show thought it.
Yeah.
You're like the 4-year-old who couldn't stop yourself.
Yeah, I don't think I said on the
you're
chin.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. But
by the way,
thank
you. Thank you.
Yeah. You're welcome.
When you say it, it comes off way better than I say it.
That's the comment we've ever had in our chat. Look at that.
That's super funny.
Yes,
dude.
I like that.
By the way, DJ Staples had a story earlier. He said, I'm divorced and had a court date today, so my daughter could try and change her last name to add her stepdad's. And he said, but we compromised, so it was all was good. So I'm glad.
What was the compromise? Let us know what the compromise was.
We compromised, so all good. She has a hyphenated name.
Or
it's Keenan Ivory Wayans.
Julia Louis Dreyfus.
It's dude hyphen dad. I don't know.
Mary Tyler Moore.
Midnight Arrow.
Flannery.
Yeah. Midnight Arrow Slipty Splash.
How was it with let me ask you. Oh, here was something funny that Taylor told me too, speaking of filthy potty mouse like Kate Mulligan. You said the other comics were a little blue.
I mean, yeah, because this was a show that I didn't put together. I came on as like a guest on the show after the show was already put together. And then, there was some funny comics for sure, but they like some real blue material in places, which like, if people were coming to see me and, they're used to a more PG-13 kind of presentation, might have been a little caught off guard. A lot of porn references and things of the nature. But it was funny because like there's something funny that happens where like if you go raunchy, the laughs are like, there's a few laughs, but it's not crazy. But then if they would go really raunchy, that's when they would get the laugh. It was like when you go so hard that there's just a guttural reaction.
Hold on. You can't keep dropping lines like that.
Right?
Mulligan, go ahead, take it.
I'm not gonna. I don't want to get
somebody. Kramer, take it.
What happened? What did I do?
You said if you're gonna go so hard. I mean, come on, Taylor. Listen, if you want people to go blue, you have got to stop just lobbing them up, man.
Taylor, I gotta tell you, I think you might have a blue problem. You know what I'm
saying? You're a potty mouth trying to get out.
Yeah,
secret
get out. Yeah, I mean, you're gonna take that one on the chin.
You gotta take this one on the chest.
You're definitely taking one on the chin, my brother.
I apologize to our audience.
Just so we know, how old are your kids? Just so if someone isn't familiar with you, how old are your kids, and are they boys, girls? Let us know.
One's a baby.
6, 4, and 9 months.
6, 4, 9 months. Okay, got it.
Yes. So, yeah.
And then the next one will be born November 16th.
9 months from right now. Yes. 9 months from 3 hours ago.
Okay. See, that's can we scroll
for real?
No,
for real or no?
You know, Mulligan was talking about breast milk earlier. Did you know, Mulligan, that
yeah.
What is it? How is it?
You want to tell it? I think you should tell it.
No. It's yours. You tell it because it makes me laugh so hard.
Did one of you try it?
So he has 3 children.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was on purpose.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know a lot about. I don't know a lot about birth control, but I have learned a few things over the years. Okay.
I'm guessing the middle one was the one that was on purpose.
No. So the first one was on purpose, and then my wife nursed our first baby, which was awesome because studies have shown
lies.
Let him finish.
Studies have shown that breastfeeding is 99% effective as birth control.
Nope.
99%. That's awesome.
Nope.
Until you have sex 100 times. That's how we had our second child.
That's good. But the problem with the nursing thing is you don't know when the ovulation happens before the period. So the woman could be nursing, be ovulating, and you don't know. And that's why baby 2 is here with thank you, baby 2.
10 months.
Well, thank you for 10 months. Science guy.
We need to get one of those female body charts for Mulligan over her shoulder so she can pull out her little pointer and go, hey, just so you know, even though
so my
just past the vulva.
Yes, with my 4th, okay, I was not feeling well at all, and ended up thinking I had stomach cancer, went to the hospital, was like, I'm dying and I have cancer, and I have 3 young children under the age of 4. And they were like, okay, when was your last period? I'm like, I'm breastfeeding right now. And my son is just 5 months. And turns out they came back. They're like, it wasn't a bad salmon salad you ate and you don't have breast cancer. You're actually 3 months pregnant. So it doesn't work, ladies. Do not count on the exclusive breastfeeding thing. I love my son. He's amazing.
By the way, Claire had 4 kids in 5 years.
No twins.
That's
how.
Wait, Jason, you have the picture of when the 4th was born, right?
Is that true about birth control? If so, I'll start drinking ASAP. Says so.
There they are, newborn in the lower left. Sky, Heart, sitting on the lap. He's 1. River, who is 3, and Gavin there, who is 4.
And also, but bad salmon salad is actually what you named your youngest, right?
Right. Yes.
There goes bad. You know, my husband's the youngest of 4, and his mother went to have her tubes tied, and the doctor said, "Sure, we'll tie your tubes once you have this baby you're pregnant with." That was my husband.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
that is awesome.
He snuck in.
That doctor just like dabbed after he said that. Just got you.
My parents had 5 kids, Irish Catholics, and then I think it's almost 8 years later, number 6 came along. When my mom was 40 and my dad was 43. But back in those days, 40 was like 75. It's not today's 40. It was like.
Thank you for saying that.
It was, it was, 19th century, not 20th century 40s. It was crazy. He was 43.
Do you think your dad had it worse or you?
Oh, my father had it way worse. Yeah. By the time I came along, he would sit at the table at night, drinking a Schlitz, smoking a cigarette, reading an Alistair MacLean book, just like going, please, for the love of God, make this end. He was a great guy. He was a great guy.
It sounds like it.
He raised 6 kids he was a former Navy pilot in World War II. He flew PBYs. And then he sold cars for our whole lives. And he was a car salesman who raised 6 kids in like New England. It was crazy.
Isn't that wild that you could fly planes in World War II and then still come back and have to have a job? Like, that's wild to me.
Yeah.
It's wrong.
Well, and also it really sucked for him because he wasn't a college grad. So they needed pilots desperately. So they would like take anybody as a pilot. You know, you had to pass a test, and he was actually a super smart guy, but just college wasn't what happening then. And so he went in and he loved flying, and he did it for 12 years. But after 12 years, there's no more war.
Yeah.
And so they started downsizing. He
was trying to start another war.
But he didn't have a degree. He was a Mustang. So they were like, hey, thank you for your service. You know, so he sold Cadillacs, he sold Lincolns, he sold.
But I mean, that's part of it right there, though, because like anybody that's like, you know, been in the entertainment industry or anything like that, but like when you live your life at this, like where you're like on this high, right? So he's like a fighter pilot doing all this crazy shit, and then he like comes back and sells cars. Like, he was probably, you know, he's bored out of his mind. He's just got all these kids around him screaming.
Yeah.
Oh. And you know what's funny? I mean, we didn't. He was a crazy man. I think when he first got out, he was super like my mother told me years later. She's like, "Yeah, we weren't sure it was going to work. We weren't sure it was going to. We weren't sure it was going to happen." And it's funny when you talk to your parents years later, like because you just see them and you think, they were fine. Everything went great. They just, you know, I saw them fight a little bit here and there, but then all of a sudden, you know, once you get under the skin, like my wife and I now, we have to be like, we're talking about something. We go, whoa, we can't. We'll talk later. Like, because the kid, they used to, but now all of a sudden they get super quiet, and I can, like Hannah's 3rd grade. She might be standing out this door. She's like, and you know, and I just look over my shoulder, and she kind of like does something else. She's like a little radar picking up every word. Claire, you must. I mean, your kids must be going crazy like that.
They're like sonar, like they're like crazy satellite, like listeners, you know. And then it's like, Mom, are you doing this? Did you call so-and-so? What are you doing? Why are you doing that? Like it's like an interrogation. Every moment of my life, I'm like being interrogated. I'm like, I'm sorry, I did call them. I'm sorry, I did follow up on that. I apologize. Like it gets so crazy. My daughter turned 14 last week, my oldest.
Oh my gosh.
It is.
Claire, when was the first time you heard one of your kids swear?
Ooh. You know, honestly, probably pretty young, because for me, that is not like I've taught them those are not good words, but people do use them. And there's times you're going to hear them. And I don't mind, you know, what they'll do now is they'll say, Mom, can I say a bad word? And I'll say, okay. You know, and they'll say, so-and-so was a blah, 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 or whatever, you know, whatever description they want. So I've given them permission to like, it's like the sugar thing. If you let them have no sugar, they just want all the sugar when they're not with you. So I let them say those words and experience them in the comfort of being with me. And therefore, I don't feel like they're using them out there in their daily lives. Taylor, they feel comfortable.
Yeah, the question that's more rare with Claire, when was the first time you saw any of your kids drink a Gatorade? That's like more rare.
Actually, my son loved beer. Hart, the one who we showed the hospital picture of earlier, we have a
he used to sit at the kitchen table with a Schlitz and a cigarette.
We have a pool and a jacuzzi.
Reading Hercule Poirot and Agatha Christie novel. Are you reading Agatha Christie? No, it's actually Steinbeck, John Steinbeck.
So I am. And can I say a swear word real quick?
Yes, you can.
That war took the shit out of me.
Mulligan.
Really, we have a pool and a jacuzzi, and so we would all like have, you know, we built the jacuzzi really big so all the kids could, you know, be in there together. We could be in there, and actually that's how we used to bathe them, because it was so like difficult to get everybody through the bath every Sunday night. Turn up the jacuzzi to 98,
want the bubble bath?
99. put the bubbles in there and just let everybody go in there, wash their hair, condition their hair, everything in the jacuzzi. So much easier.
All right, real quick, I just have to leave myself a note. Cancel going to Claire's jacuzzi.
Now they're older. But honestly, it was the easiest thing. But we.
Why you thought you had stomach cancer? Jesus, what are you doing over there? I mean, you're like every day is like, I think I got bubonic plague. No, it's the jacuzzi. You don't bathe in a jacuzzi, you ding dong.
Well, we did, and it worked, Jamie. It did. So
cool pond jacuzzi.
Obviously, we all had like Coronas or some nice beverages out there when we were doing this on Sunday. And my son, if you weren't watching him, he would just take a beer and just he loved it, like always grabbing at the beer before he could talk. So.
Oh my God. That's so funny.
I swear. I'm a Navy guy. I'm actually on this show. I don't swear very much. I try to be more creative in my my colorful use of language. But I'll swear. And the other day, I said to Hannah, I said bullshit. I said, you come to me with this bullshit or something or other, and she didn't even flinch. She was like, "Yeah, you're right. I was like, I haven't dropped any crazy ones on him, but I dropped. Yeah. I go, cut the shit. I've said cut the shit a bunch.
Well, what did you say?
Like, they're fantastic words. I think the F-bomb is the greatest word, but it's a weapon. You have to know how to use it properly.
Yes.
But absolutely. On stage, like, I'm not like people, you have to be clean. I go, my material is squeaky clean. But on a Friday late show, a very perfectly placed F-bomb, it'll get you over a hump in a joke that might not be.
Because you're not expecting it.
Yeah, man. And it adds that, it's just flavoring, man. It's like put a little pepper on there. Yeah.
That's what I've always said about like all the Seth Rogen movies and stuff. Like they don't do it for me because he's just here the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Instead of being here and then going, whoo, and catching you off guard, right? Yeah. He's just here. So there's no like catching you off guard because it's just in the same plane of like, dirtiness the whole way, vulgarness,
Well, and here's the other thing about being a comic, dude. Like, when I was recording, I always record clean because it plays on more channels and it's about money. You make, like, you're never getting on the Tonight Show doing a dirty set, right? But you'll go do a show, and if some guy gets up before you and tells like the most filthy joke, it makes it really hard for the next guy to be squeaky clean because the lid's popped on the audience and they're like, they can't go back. It's out of the box, and it's really hard. So all of a sudden, if you're a headliner on a road and you have an opener and the guy's filthy, you go, dude, you got to be clean, man. You got to be clean before. Yeah. They don't. It's weird. Once it's set, once it's opened, can't put it back in.
My 4-year-old knows how to use a swear word, right? Mm-hmm. Like, I didn't know she did until she just did it the other day, and we don't swear that much around the house. Like that's not something we do. But we just took the kids to this 6-year-old's birthday party, and there was like 15 kids there or whatever. And we come home, and just as casually as she possibly could say it, just goes, "Man, I'm fucking tired." Whoa, what? Yeah, and we're like, me and my wife are just like, she just said that. She said it.
Oh my God, that's.
I mean, to be fair, here's what I know as a listener. That kid's really tired. She's not just tired.
Really tired.
So really in that case, it's a great adjective. It's telling you exactly how tired she is.
But did she like look at you and be like, "What's your reaction to me saying this?" And what was your reaction?
No, I think she was just like walking in the house is almost to herself.
Yeah,
like she just had such a long day.
That's even funnier, by the way.
She was really tired.
Yeah, and I'm like, "How are you tired? I've just chauffeured you around all day and fed you snacks." Like you went to a birthday party that wasn't even your party, and you came home with a bag full of treats, and you're tired.
I love that your questioning is about her ability to be tired, not the fact that she used the word.
Used the word, right?
Yeah, not the.
You're like, well, now hold on just a minute, young lady. What did you just say?
Tired.
How dare you be tired?
How do you think you're tired?
Unbelievable.
You took a
You're fucking tired. Daddy's fucking tired.
That's who's tired.
Tired. You know what bothers me sometimes is like we were talking about this earlier. It's like you watching movies or whatever, and it'll list all this, like it's an R-rated film, so it'll say like,
nudity,
sexual content.
Yeah.
That ultra violent, and then it'll be like curse words and smoking, and you're like, we had rape in the first word.
Yeah.
I think the smoking is going to be just fine. It's like people lose their minds if you swear sometimes in front of them. They're like, they just melt down. And you're like, out of all the things in life to really melt down, really, dude, it's just an F-bomb. Let it go.
I mean, I bring this up all the time, but the best, the comedian known for being the cleanest, like, and congratulated for doing so, the cleanest comedian ever is the dirtiest man alive, and
that's right, Quaalude Bill. Yeah.
Quaalude Bill. So I gotta tell you, from now on, I'm gonna be like, just so you guys know, I'm not raping women. I'm gonna just say, fuckity fuck, cunt, like right at the top.
Mulligan!
Wow! Oh,
dang it!
Yeah.
She drops bombs.
Wow.
She doesn't. It's like a weapon. She doesn't know how to use it, man. I gotta train her. Maybe we should have a class like how to swear. It is funny because typically who was it? And Bill Cosby told, because Eddie Murphy has that joke. He's like, Bill Cosby told him he swore too much. It was a big thing, and Eddie Murphy said, "Shut the fuck up." Like,
I love that.
Bill Cosby was very adamant about other comedians swearing. He goes, "You're swearing.
You're telling
well,
it wrong.
Fixating
Jamie.
on the wrong thing.
Go ahead, Mulligan.
Obviously.
You tell
Go ahead, Kate.
He said no. He says he calls up Richard Pryor, and Richard Pryor says, "Tell him if he tells you to work clean, he can suck my dick."
Mulligan, I can't.
That was he. That's what Pryor said to him. You're talking about wrong.
You gotta do quotes. You gotta do quotes.
You gotta do quotes.
Richard
No,
Pryor.
I got it.
Suck my
It was
dick.
good.
He said, I think the joke goes, he goes, "You get paid money to tell those jokes?" He goes, "Yeah, I do." He goes, "Well, tell him to have a Coke and a smile and suck my blank." Or something.
I'm talking about Raw and his special Raw when he's like, "You can't say flawn, filth, flawn, my son." He was talking about how his son went.
You just got.
That's supposed to be Bill Cosby because you sound like an old plantation owner just then.
Time out. This is Eddie Murphy in Raw pretending to be Bill Cosby, and he says, "My son Innes," which is like the saddest thing is that Innes is the one that ended up dying. Horrible.
Okay, I can't have it anymore. Hey, this is a good thing because Claire, you wanted to talk about the Super Bowl halftime.
Well, I mean, bring Kate back because we gotta bring her back. Come on, Kate, finish your story.
I can't wait to see your Eddie Murphy deep fake on Instagram. I'm sure that's going to blow up.
I know not to do people that aren't my race. I know that. But Eddie Murphy, the joke that's so funny in Raw is he says, I called up Pryor, and Pryor said to me, and Pryor says, "Hey," he says that to you again. Tell him it's like it. Like it's such a fun. It's like
you heard it the first time, Mulligan.
I know, but you told it wrong.
Tell it again. I can't have her. It's too much.
Okay. He's finished his story like 4 times now.
I know. How many times is she going to tell it? But
you guys
what did Pryor say to Bill Cosby?
The story is good. The story is money. It's gold.
Jamie, if you ever tell a story from Raw wrong ever again.
Oh my god.
That's called timing.
Who was the comedian? Was it Arsenio Hall?
Hold on. All right, hey.
Was it Arsenio Hall or Eddie Murphy who had the great stand-up bit about Robitussin and like, "Hey, you're sick? Give him some."
Chris Rock. It was Chris Rock.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going down a dangerous path here. I don't like
my favorite.
Any of this.
I'm still talking.
How was the Super Bowl for everybody?
Didn't watch it. Didn't give a shit.
Didn't see it.
We had to. Some of my son's soccer game was 2:30 to 3:30 in Norco. The game started
Super Bowl
at
Sunday.
3:40. What?
On Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah. Yes.
That's
I was in
Jamie.
Oceanside 6:45 a.m. for 2 games. Then had to drive to Norco, catch the second half of my older son's game, and then I sped home I declined the tailgate party that the dads put together, which was they brought a 40-inch TV and like wired it through, and like it was awesome. But I really was panicking about Valentine's Day,
Yeah.
so I had to get home. Yes, you have a question?
Oh, I think you said 40-inch TV. That's kind of a small TV.
Yeah, that's like arcade.
Not for a tailgate.
Oh.
Not for a trunk of a car.
I guess if it's in your bathroom, it's not a bad size.
See, I bought a 14-foot inflatable projector screen for tailgating.
Yeah.
Did you say 1.4 or 4.0?
If it's outside,
4.0.
the TV gets even smaller because now there's no walls to bring it in.
Small.
I'm gonna send Jason the picture.
Taylor, did you watch the game?
I watched the game. My uncle and aunt were in town, so they came over. Actually, we had a fantastic spread at our Super Bowl party because my wife had actually planned a baby shower for Super Bowl Sunday. We were supposed to be having a baby shower at my house during Super Bowl Sunday, but then my buddy Burke's wife Sonia went into labor 3 weeks early, so they were in the hospital, and this huge $150 charcuterie board showed up at the house, and we're like, okay.
Winner.
I got a whole bunch of delicious meats and cheeses that I've just been snacking on the last 2 days.
Nice.
But also, is the baby safe?
Baby's great. Great. She's got like 4 names. Great baby.
It's always great when your friends have a kid and it works out perfectly. My buddy Neil Olshay had his son, and I wanted to go to the U2 show. God, it was one of the big shows at Staples, and he had great seats or whatever. And his wife went into labor like 6 hours before the show. And he's like, "They're all yours, dude." And he gave me the. I go, "Hey, congrats on your new son!" U2 with his ticket.
That happened to me with our second. I was supposed to be doing the Red Bull Soapbox Derby. And it was like something I'd wanted to do for like 6 years. It finally came to Los Angeles, and I was like, "I'm doing it." I got a buddy. I spent weeks building our car and everything, and I knew my wife was due, but she was supposed to be due. It was going to be like a month apart, but then they moved the date of the race to like how did it go? Oh, it's going to be like a week after she was born, right? Then she was a week late, right? So it's coming up to the day, and I'm like, "Babe, what's going on?" She's like, "Hey, as long as like I'm not in labor, you can go do the race. That's fine." And then the night before the race, she's like, "Honey, my water broke." So it ended up timing out where like about the time that my team went down, because my buddy filled in for me, we were having the baby. So it was like exact same timing, but we had like it was all themed out. We were the Nitro babies, so our car was a baby crib, and we were both dressed up as babies, and we got 4th. Well, they got 4th. The car I built got 4th. So
I was supposed to start work on a film the day Hannah was born. She came a month early.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were like.
Remember that? With that crazy ass. That's why I was playing this crazy ass cop, and I had a giant mustache. So in all my first pictures of me with Hannah, I have a giant mustache. And I called the guy at 11 o'clock the night before. The call time was at 6 a.m. Really super low budget, like $500,000. And I had a huge party. It was really super cool. And he was in tears. He's like, "Wait, what?" I go, I can't be there tomorrow. He's like, they're on a shoestring budget. They're trying to coordinate everything. So he goes, okay. He tried to shoot everybody else. And then I went back the next day, and he tried to flip the camera. And as he's shooting me, people are like, "All right, so you would have been standing. Okay, all right, you'll be over there. Okay, so he's here, I think it was. And then that would be, I go, none of this is going to match. Just so we're all on the same page. No, it's going to all work out. It's all going to work out. So none of it was useful. It was so crazy.
Oh, no.
It ended up getting done, but he missed the first day, and it set them back. And still to this day, I have those pictures of me with a giant mustache in the delivery room.
What was it, Claire? Is it Claire that
you was born? My father was in a waiting room or playing golf or something. That's like back in the old days, guys weren't even there.
Weren't you on a plane for the second one then?
I was gonna say you FaceTimed.
I was. So the second one came a month early too. I had a gig in Nebraska. Larry the Cable Guy set me up at this big corporate gig, this fundraiser I did. Literally gone 24 hours, and I forgot I turned my phone off. I woke up and there was 150 phone calls, text messages.
Where are you? What's going on? Why are you not answering?
She called the hotel and they wouldn't put her through. And then my manager called the hotel, to his credit, the guy was like, not doing it. And the truth is, I was on the first flight out anyway. So I always tell her, I go, what's the point? I go, why should I be awake? Let me sleep in and then come down. And she was in labor and she went in the morning, but I couldn't do anything. I was in Nebraska waiting. So I was boarding.
There's not like another flight in Nebraska.
I was watching, there wasn't another, I couldn't get out. I was like on the 5 a.m. flight. I was watching the baby be born on FaceTime on the line to get on the Southwest plane. And people, I was like, oh my God. And I'm talking to my phone and the people in front of me were like, seriously, you're going to be on your phone? I go, my child's being born. And just then the doctor held up the baby to the FaceTime camera I have the greatest picture.
It's in our opening credits.
It's open the credit.
My wife's legs, I had to crop it a little bit. Her legs. And then there's a baby being held up. And then there's my face up in the corner of the photo like that. It's super great. But I landed and got there, and
Was she early?
They were both of my kids were a month early.
Which is, I was about to call you on that shit, Jamie. Because how you gonna book?
4 pounds something. Yeah, Hannah was all head. Hannah was literally just a head, and then eventually the torso.
Hey, I'll finish it for you. How are you gonna shut your life down for a month just waiting for it to happen?
No, very different.
Hello, we shut our lives down for 10 months waiting for it to happen.
I gotta tell you, if your first daughter came a month early, how you gonna book a stand-up show a month early with the second?
Someone's got to pay those,
those
kids.
You know why? With the paycheck. It was a huge check. There were other gigs that came along that I was like, no, God, no, I would never do that. I'm sorry, how much? Yeah, that's a wonderful game.
I'm good, yeah.
And I flew out Saturday, like 11. Did the show, was on the 5 a.m. flight back. It's like a 3-hour flight. What are the odds?
I mean, I would have agreed to that too. You know,
we talked about it. I didn't do it without her, but yeah. And But
the problem was that you asked for a hotel that wouldn't put people through to your room. That was your one thing in the rider. You're like, I just don't want any.
I tipped that guy $20. I said, listen, anybody calls you, I'm not here.
I'm not here.
She was like, we tried to get a hold of you. We tried to get a hold of you. I was like. You're like, and for 1 second, I looked like there was so many messages. I was like, fuck, it's a nuclear holocaust. Like we're all dead. Like this is over. Because it was so far. It was a month ahead of time. So I really wasn't even registering the kid was coming.
Yeah, a month ahead of time, aka the same exact amount of time your first daughter came.
Yeah, I didn't remember that then because I don't know if you know how this one, you must because you've had more than one. Your body creates amnesia. So you forget just how painful the whole process is and then you do it again.
That's true. That is true. But
all my kids were 3 weeks early, all 4 of them.
Taylor, when's your next gig, brother?
Tomorrow night.
Oh, actually, hold on, Claire. Do you have to go pick up your child?
I do in a minute, but I've got a few minutes, so let's hear about the gig. Come on.
Oh, yeah. It's tomorrow night.
Where?
Is it Fort Collins again?
It's in Fort Collins. Yesterday was in Brighton, which I found out was kind of a cowboy town, so it's pretty fun. But
like not just not a hot town and not a cowboy town, but a hot cowboy town. Like only hot cowboys in the town.
Yeah, it's a hot cowboy town.
Jason's about that.
Yeah, no, so tonight's the hometown crowd, and we'll see who comes out. We'll hold it out, and it's a showcase. So I'll do like 10 minutes or something, but it'll be good because it's the first time I've got to do the club in town here. So I'll meet the guy that owns the place and figure out if we can do more stuff or what.
Well, considering you can sell the place out in about 15 minutes, I'm pretty sure you're going to be his new best friend. He's going to go, hey, you want to do like a weekly, a daily showcase every day? You can just do
I just followed you on Instagram. Do you ever go live before your shows backstage, like for just 5 minutes to let your people know?
I've only had one show.
It was literally last night with the
Well, here's an idea.
Yeah, maybe that's a good idea.
But actually, you're with Charlie Barron's next week?
Next week, Friday and Saturday at the Oriental, which he already sold out, so I couldn't sell a ticket to that because he.
And if you guys don't know Charlie Barron's, he doesn't have kids, so he has time to be really funny.
Exactly.
But
I wanted that to be a whole part of my shtick. Is just talking about how must be tough being Charlie, getting to just worry about me and myself.
Yeah. I do think, by the way, that theater prefers to be called the Asian now, but that's fine.
Yeah, I don't think I think that's not the preferred nomenclature.
Just want to put that out there.
It's not Big Lebowski, isn't it? Big Lebowski.
Very nice, Kate.
Yeah.
Hey, I don't think you can use that anymore.
I don't think you can use that anymore, Taylor. So look who's working.
Bull. You know what, Mulligan? That's a good point.
Look who's working blue now, Taylor.
Wow.
Look who's working in slurs now.
Someone's going to take this. They're going to splice it all together. It's just going to be Taylor saying that word.
Right?
Out of context. And people go, what happened?
Oriental. What is this?
Why is he saying that?
Although, honestly, with a lot of the country, shoot you right up the charts, brother.
Oh, that would make you super popular.
Yeah, Morgan Wallen can do a super duet.
Yeah, no, I've seen people do it. That's not my gig, but I don't think I could handle that. Just creating enemies all the time, and so anytime you do anything, you're gonna have your fans, and then you're also gonna have all the people that hate you.
No. I would not.
Life's too short. Come on.
Life's too short, man. We actually should probably wrap this up. Claire has to go pick up a child from dance. I'm home alone. My kids are probably they're probably down the street running away.
They're using the microwave in very nefarious ways.
Let's let Taylor go, dude. Congrats on the show last night. I'm
Hey, thank you for helping me. It was honestly, the train bit killed. Because we found that last little part of it. And also the turn on Juno's mischievous hiding things behind her back thing. The turn on that worked too. Although you have to explain it to my wife because she didn't get it, and she was like, "You need to work on that."
That's funny.
The end joke didn't make sense. And I was
how did she like the end?
Everyone laughed.
The end joke about her muffling her thing that must have crushed.
That crushed, and I did it. Oh, and the best part was because we hadn't rehearsed the part about me walking in and out of the room, So I wrote down a few things that I could do for that. But of course, in the heat of the moment, I forgot.
Sure.
So I did one of them, and then I went to do it again, and I just started laughing, and I was like, I forgot. And I went and looked at my phone, and everyone died that I just didn't remember what it was, and then I did it, and and it worked great. But yeah, that bit crushed. It's a great ender to just go out on a high note. So
I love it, man. Well, congratulations. Hey, thank you for popping in, man. It was really fun.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me. It's been happening a lot lately. I just have nothing else.
We enjoy when you come over.
Are you kidding?
The kids go down.
I mean, next time bring Heidi because she's everybody's favorite. But
or the Heidi imposter, we won't know.
Yeah.
Hold on, she's right here. Let me grab her.
He's gonna go get a wig.
Hey, Heidi.
Was he wearing no pants? He had no pants on, I feel like.
Oof,
Heidi, can you come in here for a second?
Actually, we should have Heidi review his show. We could hear how.
Oh, were you just talking about my husband? He's so cute. Don't you love him? Oh my god.
What did you think about that last joke?
His show, oh my gosh. He was making fun of me, but it was so good. It was so good.
How was your Valentine's Day when you got home from the show? Were you guys a little supercharged?
We were really tired, so we waited till today.
Wait. How tired were you?
Man, I'm fucking tired.
That's what I thought.
I think this is on wrong. All right, I gotta go.
Nobody else is old enough, but as soon as he popped in, I had an Anthony Hopkins moment from Psycho. Did anyone else have that? When the chair turns around at the end. I don't want to wreck Psycho for someone who hasn't seen.
I mean,
Psycho.
the moratorium is over, Jamie. You're good.
But when Tony Perkins turns around, the chair at the end of the thing. No. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, go watch that. It's a classic.
Norman Bates dressed as his mother. What?
Bates.
Yeah.
Good night, guys.
Love you, Taylor. See you soon, buddy. Thanks, man.
Right.
Oh, still there. Okay.
No.
Hey, Jamie, I got a great idea.
Awesome.
He is so awesome. But Jamie, I got a great idea. Definitely, let's go over bits in a show that none of us saw. That's great.
I didn't see it. I didn't see the show.
Okay. Jason, can we real quick? I did want to show those pictures that I sent you because I think Jamie's going to be happy for me.
You only sent me one picture, but I will show that photo.
Oh, it's not. You didn't get the other ones?
I only got one.
With the toilet or with the carpet?
Just the toilet.
Oh, I sent 3. Jamie, remember how you told me I had to clean my carpet?
Yeah.
Get my carpet cleaned, and Claire, you actually concurred.
I think we all reiterated that.
Yeah, I think everybody was pretty solid on that point. Mm-hmm. My neighbors let me borrow this big thing.
The Stanley steamer thingy?
It's like, yeah, and you like pour the stuff in, and this is what came out of my carpet.
Oh yeah. No, that's absolutely.
You see how black that is?
There, actually.
Yeah.
It was like I was like,
that's it. No, I'm actually like, that's it.
Oh, I thought that was I was like, it's the water is black. The
That's
water is black. The water is
okay. That's not bad. I feel like you did okay.
Oh, listen, thanks, guys.
Hey, really quick, just so I'm clear on what's happening. I thought it was a euphemism when you said you were getting your carpet cleaned and you got the whole Stanley steamer thing, and then you went like this, and then you showed the black puddle in the toilet.
Yeah.
I'm still not sure which carpet we're talking about.
First of all, I don't have carpet.
Oh, shine pie.
Well, I mean, listen.
With a laminate.
There's a suggestion of a carpet.
Yeah. There's enough to say, look, we sell carpets.
There's enough to say, here's a swatch that you can look at.
I get that. Landing strip, flying V. I'm on board.
Yeah, on board. So I couldn't get that cleaned if I wanted
I cannot.
That from the woman who literally an hour ago told us she was 40 pounds overweight. And she's like, but so basically she goes, well, I'll gain 40 pounds, but if I clean it up, it's still going to look hot.
Listen.
And some guy's going to be like, yeah, I don't have a problem with that.
Oh, have you ever seen our videos when we post them, when she posts them on Instagram? Kate gets hit on every single time.
Yeah.
That's absurd.
I get it.
It happens.
Wait, Joe Bo might be taking us out again tonight. Joe Bo says she's got a runner. We got a runner. All right, listen, I got to wrap this.
We got to go.
We got to go. Does anybody have any last words? My wife's just texting me. Are they in bed? I hope so.
Oh, wow. Hey,
job,
Judgy
Jamie.
McAllister. McAllister, how about you stay at home and then you can put the kids to bed? Oh, wait, I forgot you don't do that.
Yeah.
The only thing I'm sad about in this episode is we didn't get to see what's on Kate's bed. I see a hanger. I see a suitcase.
Laundry I folded. Claire, I folded laundry.
It's not a suitcase. It's
That's going to start trending. # what's on Kate's bed will start.
Yeah, it's like that's kind of.
I'm laughing this, and I got to tell you, I don't know if you could tell my tone when I came onto this show. I wasn't in a great place. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not. I feel so much better.
Oh, you do,
Jamie. We love you. You are amazing. Jason, you are amazing. Kate, you are amazing. Come on, guys, we can do this.
You're amazing.
All the comments, all you joke writers out there who are coming in strong. Honestly, you guys all made me smile so much tonight. It really was super fun.
I love it.
So, thank you for being part of this thing. To everybody, thank you for being part of this crazy thing. We're going to start doing once a month where we're going to have all the fans come in and do some parental rants as well, because we love hearing from you guys. Do us a favor, if you're listening to this on iTunes, please subscribe. If you get a chance to write a review, it really means a lot. It super helps. Facebook, the community's actually been growing tons, but if you want to kind of get updates, because we're starting to add shows on different nights, be sure to follow, be sure to like. Same, find us on Instagram. We're posting daily stuff. Mulligan's doing her crazy-ass deep fake. Claire's going to start doing some videos. What else? Just like, subscribe. Come on board, because we're starting to do a lot of crazy different shows. And it's, I don't know about you guys, it's kind of been my my daddy's medicine has been the show. So thank you to all. Anybody? That's it?
Good night, everybody.
Much love.
Full love. Thanks to Taylor Calamus for popping in, a.k.a. Doodad. Definitely follow him and check his stuff out. Super funny. We'll see you guys next week here in the Parents Lounge.
Bye-bye.